Data collection could be done through schedules, very much like questionnaire, except schedules are filled by enumerators. Schedules are handed over to respondents, requires careful selection of enumerators and training, and it also requires intelligence and capable of conducting the examination, useful in extensive inquiries and lead to fairly reliable results. It is expensive and it is usually adopted by government agencies or by some big organizations. So some other methods are warranty cards, where postal sized cards are used by dealers of consumable durables. Distributors are store audits, where distributors as well as manufacturers through their salesmen at regular intervals helps to estimate market size, market share, seasonal purchasing pattern and so on. Pantry audits will estimate the consumption of basket of goods at the consumer level. Objective is the type of consumer and their brand. Consumer panels are where extension of pantry audit approach, where a sample of consumers who are interviewed repeatedly over a period of time, types transitory and continuing system could be adopted. So mechanical devices like eye camera, pipilometric camera, galvanometer, motion pictures camera and audiometer could be used. Projective type could be used, where it will infer underlying motives, urges and intentions which the respond either resists to reveal them or is incapable to figure out themselves. So it can also go with examples like sentence completion test, story completion test, verbal projections, pictorial techniques, play techniques, quizzes, examinations, sociometry, word association tests. So depth interview like needs, desires and feelings of the respondents, content analysis, analysis of the contents of the documentary and contents of all the verbal materials. So collection of the secondary data is analyzed by somebody else. There are two types of sources, either published data and unpublished data, where sources of unpublished data are diaries, letters, biographies and autobiographies. Also scholars and researchers, trade associations, labor bureaus and other public, private individuals and organizations. So sources of published data are, it could be from central, state or local governments, foreign governments or international bodies and their subsidiary organizations, technical and trade journals, books, magazines and newspapers, various associations connected with business and industry, banks and stocks and exchanges, research scholars, universities, economics in different fields, public records, statistics, historical documents and other sources of the published information. So the caution before the securing the secondary data is reliability of the data is a challenge. Who, source, method, where, time, bias, accuracy are the questions which will arise. In suitability of the data, terminology and units of collection are used, where what is the objective, what is the scope and the nature of the work that has been considered. Adequacy of the data is where accuracy, narrow of wider area. So selection of appropriate method is a challenge, where nature, what is the nature of the work, scope of the work that need to be carried out, object of the inquiry and what are the available sources of funds, then time factor, then precision of the work that is going to be carried out. So case study method is a popular form of qualitative analysis, involves careful and complete observation of social unit. It study in depth rather than breadth, so more deeper knowledge could be possible, where the narrow down will take to micro level of understanding of the topic, emphasis on the full analysis of limited number of events and or conditions and their interrelations, and object is to locate the factors that account for behavior patterns of the unit. Characteristics, researchers can take one on one or more social unit or even situation for comprehensive study. Selected unit is studied intensively over a large period of time. A complete study of all the facets to understand the complex factors operating in an integrated totality. Approach is very qualitative and not quantitative. Effort to know mutual interrelationship of a causal factor. Fruitful hypothesis along with data which may be helpful in testing. So advantages and limitations are its exhaustive study is possible and clear insight is there, and limitations are it is comparable, reveals man's inner striving by personal experiences, and do not have a repetitive aspects of phenomena, natural history relationship with the social factors and forces of surrounding environment. Here there are no set of rules for the data collection leads to false generation. So hypothesis along with the data is what is important in data collection. When it comes time consuming is a and it is also expensive. It facilitates intensive study of social units. Data are often initiated because of investigator bias. It helps in constructing an appropriate questionnaire of the schedule. Based on several assumptions, it may not be very realistic. One or more research methods have to be could be used in a case study, but in case of there is only a limited sphere, and nature of the units along with the nature of the universe could be compared. Past and future uh, future past, present and future study is possible. So response of the investigator is an important limitation in this. So this is what to be on how data collection of different ways could be brought together and collected, and it could be justified by analyzing what is the reality, and how much it is fruitful in carrying out the further research.